What you doing? What you say? Hey. Hey there, Backyardigans. It's Jeremy with the Backyard Bourbon Broadcast. This is episode 21. In this episode, Jeremy talks about Super Bowl LII, or for those of us that speak English, all of us, that's Super Bowl 52. Why can't we just start numbering it like the numbers we know and can read? Fancy like that. He also talks about working in a grocery store in the early 90s. This is episode 21 of the Backyard Bourbon Broadcast. Hey there, Backyardigans. Jeremy with episode 21 of the Backyard Bourbon Broadcast. How's it going? How you doing? You looking good? Are you eating well? You looking good? You look like you're eating well? How's it going? It is the 21st episode of the Backyard Bourbon Broadcast, and, we got Super Bowl Sunday coming up next weekend, next Sunday. And the Philadelphia Eagles and the New England Patriots. Could there really be any more reviled franchises than those two facing each other in the Super Bowl? I mean, you got New England, who's been there so often, it's becoming like a junior high student council presidential election. You know what I'm talking about? Where, like, you all had now become accustomed to the idea it was simply a popularity contest, and everything they promised was just a bold-faced lie. Yeah, we're gonna get some payphones in the front lobby, so you can call your mama when you miss the bus. While the principal goes, not gonna happen. Oh, that's how it feels. Just like every Super Bowl now, the NFL thinks it's a bright idea to put the Patriots in. It feels like the fix is in. A lot of people feel like it's just the fix is in, and it's making it unwatchable. And it's sad because it's just like one of those student council elections, because people go, what's the point? Somebody's already fixed this thing from the beginning, and I think it's dumb, so I'm going to check out. That's how I feel anyway, and it's stupid, because I used to love the NFL. I still love the Broncos. I'll always be a Broncos fan, but unless they get Baker Mayfield, and then I'll just quit. I can't stand him. Then, of course, you got the Philadelphia Eagles. But, the franchise, you got to feel sorry for the franchise because they haven't won since, 48 or something ridiculous like that before there was even an AFC and an NFC. So you feel sorry for them. But then the fans, if they're not hucking batteries at you, they're booing Santa Claus, or they're giving you 60 seconds of starch because you didn't order your Philly cheesesteak right. I don't know. It's like a no-win situation. Like, the entire country is literally going to watch only for the commercials this time. How sad is that? You've got New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, maybe Rhode Island, Delaware. Other than that, Maine, maybe. Maine, a couple of people up there, some moose. They're all going to cheer for the Patriots. Then all of Philadelphia, but not even half of Pennsylvania is going to root for the Eagles, and then the rest of the country just doesn't care. Anyway, that's what's going on. Super Bowl's coming up. Don't have cable, don't have Dish, don't have Hulu, don't have anything. So I have no idea how I'm going to watch it. If I even do watch it, I'm going to feel... You know what? This will be like the first Super Bowl since the 85 Bears and the Patriots faced off. That's a long time. That was the last Super Bowl I missed. And I only missed that because we were going to church and we watched part of the first quarter, I think, and then we went to church and... And then it didn't matter. It just seemed like for years the AFC was just getting pushed around. Like the NFC was just mopping the floor with the AFC. Because you had the Bears do that to the Patriots. And, well, the Giants started off with the Broncos. And they just teed off on the Broncos. And then I think we missed that next year. And then, I don't know, it was a span of almost a decade where the NFC didn't win. I remember watching, the Broncos get trounced by the Redskins and then the 49ers and then the Bills go 4 straight times and they can't make anything happen. And then the stupid Pittsburgh Steelers had Neil O'Donnell. My God, that guy sucked. He shouldn't have even been a preseason quarterback. Oh, he was horrible. And the Cowboys played them. They did their run of 3 or whatever. And then the Patriots faced Green Bay. Was that right? And they lost. And then the Broncos were the first AFC team to win a Super Bowl in 98. In who knows how long. Anyway. And then it was a good kind of give and take back and forth between the AFC and the NFC. And I'm sure none of you people even give a crap because this is just not what people listen to this broadcast for. But anyway, I kind of want to see the Super Bowl just because it's, tradition and you feel like you're missing out on society because everybody sees these stupid commercials that people pay way too much money for. On the other hand, I'm like, do I care? Somebody's already scripted this thing. Sorry, maybe not. I don't know. I'm starting to become more of a cynic, more of a conspiracy theorist in that regard. There's too much money to be made in the Super Bowl for them not to predetermine the winner. But that's just crazy me talking. Anyway, what else is going on? I don't know. What was I going to talk to you about? If you're looking for good podcasts to look into Bill Burr's, look into Joe Rogan's. It's amazing to me that the media have kind of, here we go with conspiracy theory more of Jeremy. The media have kind of just neglected their responsibility to be honestly searching for truth. Either they're on one side or the other, and the truth is somewhere either in between or not even relevant to what those two sides are fighting over. Anyway, it's funny to me that comedians now are the ones that take ridiculousness and stupidity and put it up in the face of the population that they serve and say, this is stupid. Why are we okay with this? Joe Rogan, Bill Burr, Jerry Seinfeld, even other people, Mike Rowe, he's not a comedian, but he's got a great podcast, and, our country used to be great, and I think those guys are the ones that would bring it back to greatness just by simply being honest and honestly seeking truth. Those are the kind of guys I fall in line with. I don't know what that doesn't even, why am I even talking about that? I don't know. Anyway, story time. Let's see. One of these days I'll tell the story of May Day. Today is not that day. I'll just tell you grocery store horror stories. I used to work at a grocery store when I was in high school to pay for my gas. Ironically, it paid only for my gas to get to the grocery store that I worked at, to pay for my gas to go to the grocery store that I worked at. Anyway, there's one, since it's January, this is in Colorado, super cold, super snowy this one time, and I'm out there having to push carts because I was a courtesy clerk, or as it actually turned out, I was a courtesy clerk. They misspelled courtesy, which should have been my first inclination that grocery store didn't know what its head from its keister. Enjoying some Knob Creek, by the way. One night I'm out in the cold, in the snow, collecting carts, which actually was my favorite part of that. That was the funnest part. Pushing it through the snow, not so much, but anyway. I get out there and I'm collecting these carts, and this car pulls up to the front of the grocery store. The passenger side door opens and then closes, and I don't see anybody get out. The old man that's driving parks the car, and I look back to where he was in front of the grocery store, and there's this old lady. 2 legs sticking straight up. Dress falling down. She had got out of the car and had been chewing his butt and had slammed the car door, and when she did, she slipped and fell. Well, all he did, he'd been hearing her nagging and yammering on and on. He was probably used to it for after, 50 years or something. So he just pulls the car, parks it. I go running up to the lady. There's still her legs still sticking up like 2 pins. I'm like, ma'am, are you okay? And I'm like 17 at the time. If that, 16 maybe. I'm like, can I help you? And she's like, no, just go tell my blankety blank blank blank, and she just cuts a blue streak husband that I'm stuck in the snow. And I go up, I see the car. I knock on the window. I'm like, sir, hey, your wife is still out here in the snow in her butt. He goes running out there to try and help her up. She's jerking her arm because she doesn't want him to help her up. Poor guy. He's probably still feeling the effects of that butt reaming. That was in 93. So with that 10, 20, 24, 25 years ago. Poor guy. Oh, the joys of working at a grocery store. Also, I was able to handicap my own grandfather. My grandparents used to shop there, and I'd only been working there a couple of months. And my grandparents would come through and get their groceries. Get your groceries. We had this lady that went to our church, Ruth Tesh. She was from Hoboken, I think. Hoboken! Are you going to get your groceries? Anyway, my grandparents come through getting their groceries, and they're loaded up with all sorts of stuff, and I'm bagging their groceries. This is back in the day when people would actually bag your groceries and you didn't have to do that job yourself like you were working for Walmart. Anyway, I put it in the cart. I follow Grandma and Grandpa out, and my manager is standing there. I can still see this lady. She's standing right in front of all the cigarettes. And I'm watching her instead of watching my grandparents walk. And I end up clipping the heel of my grandpa with the grocery cart. And then he just makes this big scene of just like grabbing onto the dog food, pulling it off. Oh, son! I thought I was going to get fired that day. I was like, thanks, Gramps. Thanks for amping it up a notch. That was nice. Like she didn't know I was a jackass already. You gotta throw on the theatrics. Anyway, I don't know what this podcast's about. Hopefully you keep listening. Hope you're having a great time. Hopefully 2018 is treating you well. So far, so good for me. So take it easy, and we'll talk at you later.